short spell with Edinburgh. Well, actually a short spell, 2 years, but not many games in that time because of two knee injuries. Andy Bullimacau puts it through. Cross goes Brazulia. He's not going to get there first. There's the speed of Max Trimble. Well, it might not be his kind of day, but he can shift whatever the ground. Max Trimble keeps scoring. That's 4 now in 3 games.
I'm afraid you have to look to Jade Taruri there. The New Zealander comes up with the most horrible chip in these conditions. This was never on at all. On a firm ground, that's a poor kick. On this, it's just there's no wind to the risk. It's quick ball turnover, defence out of the way. It's a lovely chip, and Trimble is quick and he gets the bounce. Bullimacau does really well there off the left foot. That's a lovely weight to that kick, and Trimble, it just stands up for him. The man from Manawatu learns a lesson there. Good enough for New Zealand, not for the West Midlands.
Max Trimble, 27 tries in 34 matches in League One, and he's continued in the Championship at try-scoring form. A slight injury out this week himself. Had a test on his groin, but clearly nothing wrong with it. And Mace's kick is 2 more points for Coventry, and the crowd love it.
They certainly do, Miles. A great kick there, great try. And I was talking to Nick Walsh, obviously his head coach down here yesterday. He said, give us a pointer, mate, give us a pointer. Who should I be looking for? He said, keep an eye on this Max Trimble. Scored a couple of tries last week in the drubbing and Ealing. He's fast, he's deceptive. Missed the first 6 games through injury. Beginning of the season, he's making up for lost time, that's for sure.
When Yorkshire really start to build up the phases, then they can utilise their centres to really cut those running lines.
Max Trimble hit back not long after, but we were talking before the game about the need to play territory today, not just sort of kick to gamble and pull Jade Taruri. Perhaps a little bit of the jet lag, as Stuart was intimating in commentary.
Yeah, it's all about putting pressure on Coventry, but what they did there, I think, is just the mistakes. It's that ability to be able to react to those. I think Coventry, for me, they're able to react to those mistakes, those errors. But Taruri, I think, will be we'll not want to watch that again. But I also like just the way the Coventry able to come back from that and to score that try there from Trimble. It just shows the quality of their class.
You begin to understand the risk he takes, because who's he chipping for, Alex? You know he's chipping for his fullbacks. His fullback's chasing, he's the fly half, he goes in to try and recover the problems. So suddenly your main eyes and ears really at the backfield, and you control it in and around the first breakdown. The 10 and 15 are head down, the rest of the lads panic, fill the front line, leave the backfield in behind. So really smartly taken try, but for the coach of the Yorkshire Carnegie, he'd be so frustrated. He's done so well into the wind away from home. You've got 1 win from 8. You're going great against a good side, and you gift 7, and 7s on days like this are worth 10, 12 in reality.
You imagine Chris Sterling, they'll be slightly relieved not to have conceded just before half-time. Coventry, do you feel just beginning to really go through the gears and assert themselves?
Yeah, I definitely feel like Coventry are starting to get into the game. Look, they start off pretty well with the physical defence, but I think it's just a smart play they're doing with the ball. So they're keeping the ball alive. Their big ball carriers are attacking in, so they're forcing Yorkshire having to try and cover those lines, and as a result of that, you're getting these spaces out wide. And Trimble, he's been one of the key players, I think, for Coventry in particular. He's scored quite a few tries, obviously, in his last 3 appearances, but it's just the ability to keep the pressure on Yorkshire, which is making a big difference.
Well, a tough afternoon for Yorkshire Carnegie, but one of those days you feel that perhaps there's quite a lot to take from it nevertheless. Max Trimble spraying the champagne, a significant win. No doubt about it for Coventry. They really are becoming very, very tough to beat here at home. And having just come back into this league, they are making a right nuisance of themselves.
Even though Luke was obviously hugely disappointed in that interview, I think they can take great heart from the performance they had. The 2 Kiwis who came in at 6 and 10 delivered. I know they made errors, but he looks good. He looks class at 5. And that combination in the midfield.